Network Entertainment.
Hi everyone, this is another episode of Let's Talk, right in time for the new year. That's right, we're back. And on this episode, on Let's Talk, kasi what we do is we decode, we unbox, we unpack, and just talk, really talk about what we need to talk about, okay? And on this episode, my guest is my sister, Senator Risa Ontiveros, my older sister.
Which you have to say.
By 1 year lang naman.
Oo nga, isang paligo lang.
My ate.
Manang.
Let me repeat it. Senator Risa Ontiveros. And, teka, I'll have you say hello in a bit. Sandali lang. I just need to
wasn't
explain
going to
two
yet.
things. Yeah. Just two things. So, we're going to have back-to-back episodes kasi. Okay, so this first one is the serious
Oh,
episode, okay? Yung halos hindi tayo ngingiti. And then the second one is going to be the funny, the light, all the nice, fluffy, nakakaiyak,
Fluffy.
emotional stuff, ganon, that we like to talk about, okay? So, eto muna, yung serious.
Okay.
But shall I call you Senator or
No.
Reese,
Yeah.
thank you for agreeing to this. I know you
Thanks
couldn't
for finally
say no.
inviting me again, P.
Uy,
Joke.
grabe. Dapat
Happy New Year.
October nga
Oh,
dapat to or
no,
November,
Happy
di
New
ba?
Year.
No, but you know, I believe when it's time for something, that,
Oo, it
di ba?
happens,
And at the
right.
time, busy time masyado,
Yeah.
di ba?
Oo. Hindi
So,
kaya
Happy New
noon.
Year.
Happy New Year.
Tama ba yun? Happy New Year?
Yeah.
Dapat. So, syempre, ito yung seryosong episode. And I know this sounds like a funny question, but how would you describe the situation the country is in right now, no? If there was a sense, parang we are in a state of what?
We are in a state of bugbog. Ang tough ng 2025. But on the other hand, ewan ko kung dahil tayo mga Pinoy, pag Pasko, we tend to get happier.
Yeah.
And then, pagpasok ulit ng New Year, like now, so we're bracing for the New Year. But
Yeah.
I don't know, I just can't help feel hopeful. Oo, pa
okay.
rin about
Okay.
2026 after the terrible 2025.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go back to the terrible 2025, the bugbog. But it's interesting, you know, when you say na pag Pasko kasi, which is a very Pinoy thing.
Very.
And I remember somebody said nga, remember
Oh.
EDSA 1986, February yun
Oo.
nobody should disturb our Christmas. Parang gano'n, ano?
Yeah.
Parang no matter what controversy, scandals, anomaly, etc. there are, pag magpapasko,
Yep.
huwag kayo maingay dyan, tabi muna. kayo,
Historically,
ganon.
kahit
Diba?
noong 1969, first quarter storm happened in the first quarter,
Quarter.
not the Christmas before.
Yeah.
Sabi mo nga, yung people power was Feb, not December 85.
Right.
And even the EDSA DOS and the other mga
EDSA DOS was January,
major historical,
oo, oo.
exactly.
Yeah.
They were never at Christmas time.
Yeah, but it always takes us a while to parang go back to reality, no? Parang
in a way,
we
again,
need to.
Yeah, we need to. And in
Yeah.
a way, that's also how 2026 is special. And
Yeah.
maybe, and I really feel more hopeful. Kasi,
Yeah, why
napipick up
hopeful,
natin kaagad. We've sustained the shock of the revelations of 2025, the anger about them. Corruption, tagal na nating alam, but the scale, and yun na nga yung ang laki ng magnitude niya. We were able to put a price tag on it. 1 trillion, ganong magnitude. So, I think tumawid agad yung ganyang awareness at saka yung ganyang feeling ngayong 2026. And I think we'll be able to sustain it throughout this year and beyond.
Yeah, sustain and resolve things.
Resolve
actually.
dapat and
Dapat, no?
produce concrete and better results, changes for good.
Okay. So, the terminology that you brought up, diba, the bugbog, but hopeful, sustain,
Yep.
galit pa rin, pero
Yeah.
we can do something about it.
Oo. I think in a way it's a very mature combination of seemingly contradictory feelings and thoughts, pero I guess that's what gives me hope na hindi natin nalilimutan yung negative, but we always put them together with the positives, and parang I feel like we're still taking the ball of 2025 and running with it in 2026.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think the government, the executive and legislative, and that of course includes the Senate, is government doing enough? From the time BBM, President Marcos said, mahiya naman kayo until today.
I think legislature and even the executive started doing a little bit more than we were doing, than they were doing before. I mean, how can the executive say, mahiya naman kayo, and then do nothing after? Medyo sinetap din nila sarili nila na now they had to do something. And until now, they should do something. Kami rin sa legislature, after pumutok ulit ang ng pinakamalaki so far, yung corruption issue. Tiyan mo, we conducted a still imperfect but I think better budget making process, and we produced, again, still imperfect but may wins na budget for this current year. Nagsimula yung mga investigasyon in earnest, Blue Ribbon of course. Tapos may binuo pa yung executive na Independent Commission on Infrastructure. I don't know what its fate will be now na halos chair na lang niya natira. But I mean, on the part of the Senate, nag-file kami ng bills to strengthen its mandate, to give it a budget, not to yung buwagin siya. And may iba pa kaming bills for an Independent People's Commission. But
Iba pa yun sa ICI?
Iba pa sa ICI, yung Independent
Will it not
People's
duplicate?
Commission.
What is it going to do?
Which was also asked about
Duplicate
ICI
or,
vis-a-vis Ombudsman, right?
weekend, yeah.
Oo, pero hindi. Palagay ko, maybe the more parallel, complementary, not contradictory efforts, the better, because the problem is so long-standing, deeply rooted, and so big. But all of these, parang napakarami, no? Hindi pa rin sapat. I think we need to keep thinking on what we're doing so far and do more and do better so that we can produce the changes that are needed, no? It's a genie that has been let out of the bottle. It can't
And it's
be
never
stuffed.
going back in. Just like toothpaste.
Never.
Yeah.
Ganon.
Yeah. Oo. The term used ngayon, deeply rooted eh.
Oo.
Parang sa sobrang tagal at sa sobrang entrenched, parang hindi lang siya part of the system, it's built into the system already.
Oo.
Hindi ba?
Nanood
All
na
this
sa DNA
corruption,
niya,
ganon.
kumbaga.
DNA na.
Yeah. But as I think of all systems and structures, ginawa nating mga tao naman yan over time. And it's deeply rooted. It's already ingrained in our DNA for a long time.
Yeah.
But it still means kaya nating i-isolate,
We can do something about
i-extract.
it. Yeah.
We can.
Oh, but
We can.
that's a two-pronged thing eh. When you go after those who you need to extract from the
Yes.
system, remove from the system.
Yes.
And then when you set up the correct system. Di ba?
So double duty, parang dalawang mabibigat na trabaho, but we have to do them simultaneously, and the change has to happen both sa atin, mga individual na tao, and the system itself. And again, over time, kasi kung matagal nang in-entrench yung system na yan, for sure it won't take overnight for us to change it, but
Right.
we have to dedicate that same length and quality of time if we want something better.
Oh. Well,
And
speaking
don't
of
we, diba?
Yeah. Oh, speaking of time, no. So this is just the tip of the iceberg, right? Itong flood control projects, anomaly. Wala pa tayo dun sa iba pang projects. Wala pa
Correct.
tayo dun sa ibang ahensya.
Correct.
Wala pa tayo sa ibang departamento. Yung sa DPWH nga, I don't think ito lang yun eh. Are you, it's a two-pronged question. Are you aware of other anomalies? Are you sitting, you meaning you and the other senators, are you sitting on information? Have you spoken to people? Have you been in briefing sessions, debriefing sessions where you are able to get evidence from other people about other things na hindi pa lumalabas? And at the same time, and this one, kasi di ba pinag-uusapan how long is this going to take?
Yeah.
Will we ever get to the bottom of this within our lifetime? Not just get to the bottom, but are we going to see a clean system
Yeah.
in our lifetime? In our lifetime,
I
means that's
think tayo,
we are in our
3 more
late
decades
50s.
or so.
Yeah.
I think we will begin to see the beginnings of a new system, a modern, transparent and accountable, efficient system that delivers the goods to the public. In our lifetime, we'll begin to see the beginnings. Pero siguro, yung mga younger Filipinos na, yung mga anak natin at yung mga apo na mga may apo na, will be the ones to really
benefit.
to fully realize it,
Okay.
and to benefit. And that's why it's essential na ituloy natin to. Wag nating bitawan. Let's not let it be bitten and leave it as a memory of of the last year. And people have begun to tell us more information, have begun.
More information, not just flood control.
Oo, hindi lang flood control sa DPWH. Sabi nga
What
nung iba,
else?
bukod sa flood control, dapat silipin nyo rin yung, ano ba ito? Roads at saka multipurpose buildings. Beyond DPWH. DOH na ang nagsabi, yung mga non-operational but fully funded super barangay health centers.
Mhm.
DepEd itself has started to investigate yung mga nagko-corrupt ng ibang mga scholarship programs nila. So, you're right it's not just one department, it's more, if not all. It's maybe other attached
siguro all.
agencies. Possibly
Siguro
all.
all, oo.
Possibly all. I mean,
Yeah.
dun pa lang sa unang sinabi ng principal nila na mahiya naman kayo, the executive could do an examination of conscience internally. 'Di ba yung sinimulan ulit nila yung mga tawag nito lifestyle checks.
Yeah.
Yung sinimulan ng ombudsman na gawing accessible ulit yung mga SALN. Although there seems to have been a strange move recently in the executive na to make it conditional again. I hope they don't.
Conditional meaning?
Yeah, na parang slightly hihigpitan na naman yung access to silence. I hope they don't go in that opposite and wrong direction. So, change has started, or at least fact-finding has started. We should take it as far and as high as we can. And the change has started to begin from there.
But yung present officials in government, in for example, in different departments, sila ba yung dapat gumawa ng bagong sistema? At kaya ba nila?
Well, at the very least, maging bahagi sila ng solusyon. If they can't, then they should get out of the way. And that's the value also of the constitutional bodies na beyond the executive, beyond the legislature, Office of the Ombudsman, Commission on Audit, mas insulated sila at least slightly from all the politics of all this. And kaya nilang at dapat nilang i-reinforce yung ginagawa namin at kaya namin gawin.
Let's go back to what you said, diba? So you're hopeful about 2026 and you think that people are really working towards, genuine change and reform, a new system. Pero meron bang mga tao na you think are working behind the scenes para ma-maintain yung sistema?
Of course.
Diba?
That's only
Because,
natural. That's
kasi
human nature.
doon sila kumikita.
Exactly. So nobody either legislates against self-interest or acts against self-interest unless nagkaroon ng the road to Damascus moment, nagbagong loob. So those are the people na sabi ko parang insider partials. They are part or have been part of the system, pero for whatever reason, gusto nilang maging bahagi ng solusyon. And the others, at the very least, either they should get out of the way or kung talagang recalcitrant, then sila yung magiging subject.
Get out of the way. Parang if you're not gonna help me, get out of my way. Pero remember we said kanina, so you put a price tag on this 1 trillion.
Yeah.
And one thing that people realized because of all these hearings, all these investigations, ang yaman pala ng Pilipinas. Ang dami nating pera.
Exactly.
Dami ng pera ng gobyerno.
Exactly.
Everything that we want to do as a
could.
country, we could do with all that money.
So
Diba?
we're actually in that sense a rich country, pero para we can, and the majority of Filipinos can enjoy that wealth, kailangan talaga bawasan, tanggalin ang corruption, and gastusin natin, i-manage natin yung paggastos ng pera ngayon ng maayos. Para hindi na tayo yung kulelat or halos kulelat sa region. We can and should catch up, not just catch up with our neighbors, but we can and should, like they are, realize our dreams.
At para naman, pag magbabayad, kunyari, magre-remit ka
Taxes.
ng VAT, di ba?
Yeah.
Magbabayad ka income tax, di ba? Hindi nasasama ang loob ng taxpayer ng
talaga.
ordinary mortals, di ba?
Oo, kasi
ang
we would be
sakit
assured.
di ba?
Ang sakit.
Because, diba, a lot of people were saying, ba't parang magbabayad, di ba? Ang daming tax kung ano-ano,
Correct.
estate tax, real property tax, income tax,
Oo.
VAT, etc. Ang dami,
Oo.
di ba? Tapos ganito lang pala.
Correct.
Di ba?
So we have to have the assurance na dahil faithfully tayo nagbabayad ng tax, babalik yun sa atin through government, in services, in social protection.
In services na hindi na dapat bayaran.
Yes.
Diba? Ang dami kasing different government agencies, they charge you this and that for this and that serbisyo. And then, parang after a while, why am I paying for this? And this is
Correct.
part of government service.
Correct.
Diba?
Which I've already paid for through my taxes.
Through my taxes.
Oo.
Right. Okay. kanina may nabanggit ka, di ba? Yung mga legislating against legislating, no?
Yeah.
And I wanted to go to zero in first on the House of Representatives, where you have the party list system.
Yes.
And well, that's because of course we have party list congressmen whose names are dragged into or are involved in this whole mess, no? So it seems the party list has become one of two things, no? Or two things. So either parking space for the dynasties pag hindi na makatakbo, or pag hindi na makatakbo as district representative or sa local government, di ba? Kasi syempre hahanapan nila ng pwesto yung mga kamag-anak nila. It's also a way by which the contractors can gain access to public funds, no? So my question is, where is the problem? So we have the Constitution, which is clear.
Yes.
We have the laws that are so clear. I mean, we all know what marginalized means.
And
Nakalista pa doon
underrepresented.
sa Constitution at sa batas na nag-amend. Kung ano yung mga
Yung
sektor
sectors,
na marginalized, bakit meron pa ring nakakalusot? Diba? Bakit may nakahanap pa rin ng butas? Diba? Where is the problem?
Several generations of not marginalized and underrepresented sectors, including the political dynasties earlier on, and more recently, including the contractors. Well, ginamit nila ang party list system as a backdoor to power. Kaya sila rin yung sentro nung party list reform bills na final ko at ng Akbayan Party sina Reps Chel, Percy at Dada sa House and their allies there. Ito yung brilliant insight ni Rep Chel last year. Sabi niya, oo sige mag-refile tayo ng anti-political dynasty bill, pero ang isang entry point natin towards that is the reform of the party list system. So magiging companion measures yan. And it's so important we do that to take the party list system back and put it back in the hands ng mga mamamayan who are really marginalized and underrepresented.
Okay. So what are the features of that bill that will allow us to stop the political dynasties, their members, and all these contractors and anybody else na gustong makahanap ng butas sa batas to stop them from using the party list system?
Explicit ban na members of dynasties may not stand as nominees or serve as representatives of party lists in Congress. But echoed yan sa anti-political dynasty bill din namin.
Yeah, but how do you, it's in the proposed
it's in
law,
the proposed law.
You know, the definition of a dynasty. Kasi for the
7
party list, if you say
provisions
members
on
of a dynasty,
what does that mean? So kaya nagiging parang companion measures siya. Kasi sa anti-political dynasty bill, nakalista doon. If you are, if a member of your clan, your dynasty is occupying a national or a local position, hindi pwedeng may kamag-anak kayong tatakbo or tatayong nominee sa party list system. And then there are half dozen other definitions and prohibitions against political dynasties in general.
Okay. Of course, the next question is, does it have broad support?
Ang interesting is, sa out of the starting gate pa lang, for example, sa Senate, in terms of the anti-political dynasty bills, may 6 na, half dozen at the outset pa lang, authored by 7 of us senators. So that's almost 1/3 of the whole Senate supporting the passage of a anti-political dynasty bill.
That's
Yung
1/4.
party, halos 1/3. Halos 1/3 na. Tapos
7. Teka, sino yung 7?
The 7 authors are Senators Ping, Robin, Erwin,
Erwin,
yes,
political okay.
Ako, Kiko, Bam, and one more. Oh my gosh, sorry, I'm forgetting. But
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken, there's a 7th author.
Okay.
Kami ng 6 bills. Doon naman sa party list reform bill, parang 3 or 4 na kaming authors sa Senate. And I suppose sa House, there are also more authors than before. So, hopeful ako, Pina, may fighting chance yung mga bills na ito. And
Pero,
also, again, because of the context of the corruption scandal of last
Pero
year.
legislating against self-interest.
In a way, kasi doon pa lang sa Senate, there would be 2 na authors, na members of dynasties, and one of them, doon sa sa unang hearing namin sa committee, even said, kahit ako ay sinasabing member ng dynasty, tingin ko makakatulong ito sa bansa natin.
You know, diba, when you look at the party list, the party list provision and then the law, talagang may isip mo talaga tuwing may gagawa ng batas, parati na lang hinahanapan ng butas. So baka naman pati dito, di ba, sa anti-political dynasty and use for the party list, baka ganun na naman. Diba?
Well,
is there that possibility? Because
there's always
there
a
will be
possibility,
amendments,
I guess.
diba? There will be
Oo.
other versions.
Oo. As with any bill, there's always a possibility. Ang kagandahan lang siguro ng mga bills na ito, sobrang dumaan na sa hirap, lalo na yung anti-political dynasty bill. Kasi as you mentioned, it's 40 years. Almost 40 years since the 1987 Constitution na nag-utos magpasa ang Kongreso ng anti-political dynasty law. And ngayon lang na simula pa lang parang may broader support than ever before. So in a way, through the many Congresses na we've had to file and refile the anti-political dynasty bill, na-refine na siya ng na-refine. And for example, sa ilang bills namin sa anti-political dynasty, we're seeking a ban on dynasts to the 4th degree of consanguinity and
Meaning,
affinity.
what does it mean?
Meaning, hanggang sa 4 steps removed from the original politician member of that dynasty. So I think hanggang pamangkin-in-law or cousin-in-law, yung mga ganon.
Pati in-law.
Or farther. So, pero yung ibang bills hanggang 2nd degree lang. So, I think as long as we can pass a respectable anti-political dynasty law, bunga ng mga compromises na siguradong kailangan daanan during the debates, it will be a good first step. Magiging game changer ito. All the way down to the local government units.
Hello everyone! Ako po si Baus Rufo, ang host ng podcast na Kaya Pa Ba? Ang pinakabagong talk show kung saan tinatanong namin kung kaya pa nga ba talaga. No, it's an interview show featuring my favorite content creators, celebrities, or just my favorite taga-benta ng turon. Who knows? Go listen to it now on Apple Podcast and Spotify.
When you say context, of course, parang public pressure. Diba? After
Right.
this flood.
Oo.
Okay. Let's go back to BBM, to President Marcos. So, we never thought another Marcos would become
Never.
president, di ba?
Never again daw eh.
Yeah, never again daw, di ba? Hindi naman pala.
Pero
totoo
na-again
yan.
tuloy.
Okay, but that came to pass, di ba?
Yeah.
So we have a President Bongbong Marcos. No? What do you think of him now? I mean, you stood up and applauded
Yes.
a portion of his. Was it
When
this
he
SONA
announced-
25 or 2024?
2025 SONA, when he announced a ban on pogos.
Okay, that was 2024.
2024,
Yeah,
sorry.
and then itong
Okay.
2025 yung flood control projects pa yan,
Right,
okay.
yung sinabi niya
But you
mahiya
stood
naman
up.
kayo.
You stood up, right?
I'm
24.
sure
2024.
I gave him a standing ovation when he announced the ban on
Pogo,
pogos.
yeah.
Oo. I'm in the opposition,
Yes.
but there are a few important policy fronts na magkapareho kami. An early one was yung shift niya in foreign policy away from halos exclusively Beijing to balik
Friend
sa mga
to all, enemy to none.
Oo,
Yeah.
na parang renew our alliance with the US, but don't also stick only to Washington. Open up
Yeah.
to a broader range of like-minded countries na sinusuportahan
Oo.
tayo. For
Yeah, we don't need to
example,
be
on-
with the US only. Been
only.
there,
We
done
should
that.
not.
Tapos na tayo doon. Okay.
It was, we've learned our lesson. So dapat, I've always said, a bigger alliance is a better alliance. So lahat nung sumusuporta sa atin sa tagumpay natin sa Hague Tribunal in the West Philippine Sea, for example.
Okay, so that's one.
that's
For foreign
one.
policy,
The
another
second
one.
was the ban on pogos. And ayun, recently itong yung sinabi niyang mahiya naman kayo. So there have been a few but important policy fronts na
Yeah.
I could appreciate his
Oo.
position.
And lately, hindi ba, there was some support for some sort of an anti-political dynasty
Yeah,
measure.
nagulat din kami.
Yes,
Some of our long-standing priority legislative agenda, nilagay niya sa LEDAC,
Yeah.
priority leg agenda. Hindi pa lang niya sinacertify as urgent.
Is this his way of reaching out, for a bigger mandate, for example, after that quarrel with the Dutertes,
The breakdown
maybe we
of their
should make,
unity.
we should make friends across the aisle or something.
Well, how can that be wrong, di ba? Kasi parang ang aga before the midterm,
Yes.
naghiwalay na yung unit team nila. And for an administration in the midterms, na ipanalo lang nila 5 sa isang
Mhm.
dosenang kandidato nila. I'm sure that was a shock to him. I mean, no president wants to be seen as a lame duck president, di ba?
Mhm.
And medyo ang laki he bit off a big piece to chew on when he
Yeah.
challenged the whole system na mahiya naman kayo. And there have been wins but also misses in their anti-corruption campaign so far. So kung ano man yung motive niya, if he takes some correct steps, hindi yon unwelcome, and I can appreciate it. It gives even us in the opposition more resources to work with in
Yeah.
pushing
what do you-
our
yeah.
agenda.
So what do you think of
on
him now? How would you
legislation.
describe him?
I think he could be more decisive, more politically astute, back up his bold statements like mahiya naman kayo with more of that decisiveness para maitawid niya no yung kanyang administrasyon all the way up to 2028 para all of us will have a chance at a more orderly transition of power no that we will be able to contest the election, for example, in 2028 na medyo maayos naman yung setting no at hindi napaka-unstable, napakagulo.
Well, I remember what he said when he was proclaimed in Congress at the conclusion of the canvassing of the 2022 elections, and he was giving an ambush interview to us in the media. Tapos sabi niya, please pray for me if I do well, this will. And I'm paraphrasing already. If I do well, then I will. The country will also do well.
Yeah.
And I want to do well for the country. So
Good.
We're,
I mean,
we're hoping for that. No.
Every president who does well or does ill, namimirror ng bansa
Yeah.
yung performance niya.
Yeah. Well, we spoke about the president. Let's talk about Vice President Sara Duterte. Specifically, let's start muna with the impeachment case. So, di ba, was it a few months ago? Was it October, November? Kailan nyo? Yung in-archive nyo
Right.
ang impeachment articles. But there's talk now na baka daw pwedeng mag-file ulit ng kaso sa sa February. Ano pwede mangyari at anong proseso? Kung meron naka-archive sa Senado,
Right.
diba? At may hinihintay pa kayo galing sa Korte Suprema. But at the same time, meron pa rin pwedeng mag-file ng kaso sa...
Correct. Pero hindi
Sa House
magpapang-abot
pa, no?
yung dalawang yon because by February 6, kumbaga maglalapse na yung buhay ng unang impeachment complaint na yan. So, kung nandyan pa rin siya sa archives namin sa Senate, ayun, mafa-file away na lang siya. Ma-archive na talaga permanently. Kung hindi pa rin mag-reverse ng ruling ang Supreme Court by February 6. So, yun na yun. And that will make any future impeachment proceedings even more difficult, no? Challenging na nga siya, as it should be, pero ginawa pang mas mahirap. And I think that's a sad legacy of the Supreme Court kung gano'n ang mangyayari. But, hindi yan magpapang-abot. I mean, yung impeachment complaint currently archived and any new complaint or complaints.
Yeah.
Kasi ngayon pa lang, I hear that there may be at least 2 groups who will file impeachment
Sino yung
complaints by
dalawang grupo?
February 6. Well, one is yung galing sa allies namin in the civil society movement, plus one other, I'm not sure who. But reportedly, they are preparing even more airtight impeachment complaints at naghahanda sila bakahin yung mas mahirap na impeachment process. So, by February 6, mag-expire na yung unang or current impeachment complaint. So, the field will be open for a new complaint or complaints.
But when you say new complaint, it's not really going to be new. They're going to file the old one, right?
They
Same
could
evidence.
file the similar ones but maybe update them. Kasi sabi nila, make it more airtight. So baka mas marami pang ebidensya in the years since. And in the meantime, may nag-file na rin ng kaso, ng plunder kay VP Sara in the courts.
Yeah, okay. Ang sabi nga daw nila ng kampo ni Sara Duterte is talunin nyo na lang daw siya dahil political lang daw ito. So pag-usapan natin yung politika, pag-usapan natin yung halalan. Can she be defeated?
Any candidate can be defeated. So even VP Sara, as strong as she is today, as a candidate going towards 2028, can be defeated. So yung hamon niya na talunin nyo na lang ako. We are also preparing for that battle. Pero yung usapin ng impeachment ulit next month, hindi lang yan usapin ng politika or yung contest sa politika. Even before the elections of 2028, it's about accountability now. Kasi kahit yung lumang impeachment complaint, yung 6 or 7 grounds niya, mabibigat. Seryoso. And that's why I guess one group went ahead to file a case related to one of the grounds, yung ill-gotten wealth. No? So it's a matter of accountability of the second highest official. Hindi yan kailangang maghintay ng eleksyon. And any preparations for the election are not only about contesting power, they are also about installing a transparent and accountable leadership.
Okay. Sabi mo we are preparing, no?
Oo.
When you say you are referring to the
Opposition.
opposition.
Mga
Okay.
grupo sa opposition.
Okay. Pero majority kayo sa Senado ngayon. Allied, allied with sina Tito Sen,
Yes,
Ping, etc.
We are in the majority in the Senate. Na I'm not presuming na lahat naming magkakasama sa majority of the Senate will say I am opposition, but yung mga opposition sa politika, we are in the majority in the Senate, part of the majority in the
But
Senate.
isn't Sara Duterte and the like and people allied with her, aren't they the opposition now?
It's yun yung branding nila sa sarili nila. Pero
branding.
well,
Okay.
they are opposing the administration. Pero are they really proposing a change of system? I don't think so. Tingin ko, gusto lang nilang bumalik sa kapangyarihan. So that's not fully an opposition.
Okay. But there is a process that you're going through now, and I wonder if you're at liberty to talk about it. No? So you have there's this group that's parang, how do you say it? Parang talking to the different personalities in the opposition today, right?
Right.
And you're trying to figure out kung sino yung magiging standard bearer.
Yeah, that's right. So there are at least 2 multi-sectoral coalitions or networks that have since last year started to talk to different personalities in the opposition.
When you say last year, what month last year?
Middle? Mid last year?
Okay.
Mid last year.
Okay.
To ask different opposition leaders, are you open to running for president and will you support a common candidate? So mga ganong klaseng mga tanong,
Okay,
which I'm
so
very
before you-
grateful for their efforts.
Okay, before you go any
doing this.
further, can you identify muna those 2 alliances, 2 big groups?
Maybe they'll have to be the ones to introduce
ayaw sila
themselves to the
magpaano?
public. Hindi ko
Ayaw nila
alam
magpakilala?
Oo, hindi ko alam. But I'm just very grateful
Okay.
na
But these are
they're
people that we're
undertaking
already
these
familiar
efforts.
with, who have always been in the forefront, mga civil society, etc.
Yes. Civil society and different institutions, all these decades.
Yeah, so at least 2, and then they're talking to how many opposition personalities about running?
Well, a handful. Yung mga lumilitaw na mga pangalan na
Can you say?
posibleng
Can you say or I'll be the one?
maybe you'll be the one. Yeah.
Hindi, sige, ikaw na lang.
Okay. Ako?
Oh, sino?
Magtuturoan pa tayo. Basta, these groups, couple of groups are asking a few leaders in the opposition.
A few, 3.
Yeah. Mga ganon. Oo.
Sige, sino nga? Kasi they asked, who did they ask?
So far, I know they've asked Lenny, me, and Bam.
Okay, of
Maybe
course.
they'll ask a few more. I don't know yet.
Okay, so Lenny Robredo, Bam Aquino. Those 2 questions were asked of the 3 of you.
Yes.
What was your answer?
Oh, my answer was okay. I'm open to running for president, and definitely I will support a common candidate because that has been my advocacy since 2025 and the seed of that advocacy since 2022 to prepare for the midterms and then to prepare as a united opposition in 2028, the general elections then.
Okay. And what were Bam and Lenny's answers?
I don't know. You'll have to ask the 2 groups who asked us. I can just share what I answered. Oo.
Okay. How did they come up with the three of you? Bakit kayong tatlo?
Siguro, inobserve nila what people were talking, who people were talking about, sino yung yung sinusulat sa social media. So I guess they started with us. And as I mentioned, they may add some more.
Bakit? Sino yung
I don't know. I don't know sino pa yung maaring mapansin nung
Okay.
dalawang grupong iyon.
Can you go it alone?
Alone.
The context is that, there's talk of a so-called need to ally with the Marcos administration if you want to defeat Sara Duterte and company. Diba?
I've
In
heard
other words,
that.
because syempre, there's always that possibility that President Marcos will have his own candidate also.
Yeah, well, I've heard about that, and I think it's a question, or that's at a very early. I think it's at a very early stage of being formulated. I don't think there have been any conversations started about it.
So haka-haka
Medyo
pa lang.
mabigat, no? Medyo
Yeah.
mabigat.
Mabigat yun.
Na tanong
Yeah.
yon. Oo. So, if ever it comes to the question actually being asked and answers being expected, kailangan pag-isipan at pag-usapang mabuti. Kasi mabigat na tanong yon. And mabigat din siya because the demand is so great. The requirements for the stakes for 2028
Are so high.
So, kailangan pag-isipan at pag-usapan, first of all, among our ranks, no? They're probably doing their own process. For sure, yung camp ni VP Sara has long been preparing. And kami, sa opposition, we'll have to really think and talk about it given our different histories and then yung future that we want to be a part of.
Yeah. Surveys.
Yeah.
Is there a survey that says sino yung best candidate for standard bearer? Lenny, Bam, or you? Meron ba?
May mga iba't ibang survey or quote-unquote surveys na lumalabas sa ngayon. I don't think there is I don't think there is yet a national and highly regarded survey na definitely. Baka rin kasi maaga pa sa ngayon. What I hear more about are mga qualitative surveys, mga focus group discussions. I don't think meron pang quantitative survey. And even the established survey institutions, di ba, medyo they took a beating nung midterms, and people have suggested maybe they are also already doing it, reviewing their methodologies, for example. Pero I still read whenever those, like, when those established surveys publish results on anything. Kasi tingin ko they still give us an insight, kunyari, slice of life on that very day, no? So, and I suppose they will still be part of the action leading up to the elections of 2028, na taking the pulse of our people and then reporting these soundings, no, from the depths, or these kung anong narinig nila sa stethoscope nila sa pulso natin in the next couple of years.
A while ago, Rizzy said that if I were going to ask that question of Lenny and Bam, kung ano yung sinagot nila dun sa dalawang tanong ng dalawang alliances na yun, ng grupo, na naghahanap, nagsha-shopping ng standard bearer, no?
Yes.
Ang tanong ko kasi is, do you know if they want to run? Does Lenny want to run? Does Bam want to run?
Well, after the midterms, I was asked in an open forum sa Senate a similar question. And part of my answer was, I'm asking all of us in the opposition to remain open, no, for the sake not just of the opposition, but also for the sake of yung mga kababayan natin, yung mga botante, yung bayan natin, so that we can form the strongest, most popular, most winnable slate, including standard bearer, na i-offer sa mga tao. So, I suppose that they are also open, like me. I
Okay.
suppose.
Yeah. Okay,
You'll
so
have
you
to ask
said
them.
you said you're open, but
Yes.
do you really want to run?
I want the opposition to have that winnable candidate para we can implement the best offer platform of government that we are going to offer to the people. And that's why I'm open. If a united opposition chooses me, I am open to running because we need to implement a better platform of governance than we've had so far.
Open to running, but
Yes.
my question is, do you really want to run? That's different from open eh.
Yeah, it's different.
I mean, you can say
tend
no,
to-
I don't really want to run, but yeah,
Oh.
okay, if kung persado ako, then I'll run.
I won't say that naman.
No?
I'll just say na, and you know me, you've known me since we were kids. Since you were born, you've known
Yeah,
me.
I've known you since you were born.
Fortunately and
Okay.
unfortunately, you've known me since you were born.
Yeah.
Fortunately and unfortunately for you, you've known me since you were born. I'm the type of person who takes my time with things. I don't like to rush. So, kaya, but I've changed na my attitude about this since last year. I've evolved in my position about it, my feelings about it, what I think about it. So what I can say to you this year, 2 years plus before the election, is that malakas ang sense of duty ko eh. And if a duty is in the vicinity and it may become mine, I grow to love it. So, and I grow to want it. So, but I'm still in that process, work in progress. So I'm working so hard with my team na ma-unite namin, makatulong kami ma-unite ang opposition. And that we really help form a common slate. Only one. Sabi ko parang Highlander to. There can be only one para may fighting chance ang opposition. And to have a common candidate. If that becomes me, by that time, I will have learned to love it na. And I will want it na.
You said malakas ang sense of duty ko.
Yeah.
If it becomes mine and I will
Oo.
learn, and you said I will grow. You used the term I will grow or I will learn to love it.
Oo.
Why were you tearing up or something? We can't zoom in kasi. What was that?
Yun lang. Talagang malakas ang sense of duty ko. Yun. And so yun. And for me, duty is very important.
Yeah.
Oo. Yun.
But sense of duty.
yes.
Even if you would be called upon, let's say it's not going to be you, but it's going to be Lenny or Bam or whatever, no? It is do you also feel that same sense of duty to still support? Like you
Yes.
said, your answer to the second question is I
Yes.
will support.
Yes. I will support a common candidate. Whoever is the strongest, most popular, most winnable candidate from the opposition, I will support.
Where is that sense of duty coming from, Reese?
I don't know, the way we were brought up in our family, yung schooling natin, yung pride natin in being Filipino, yung, I don't know, yung the joy we have from nature and from our arts and cultures, pati yung faith natin. I mean, we've been given so much, P. So, diba, we have to give back also. I think it's a good flow in life na we were born into, and it's demanded a lot from us. It's required a lot from us. Pero parang it's an okay way to live so far, diba? Yun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Reese, for
Thank you, P.
being a guest on. This is just the first episode, like I said. Kasi may back-to-back
okay.
na eh. So ito yung seryoso.
I won't walk out yet.
Mamaya na yun. I will allow you to have a break, mga 5-minute break.
Thank you,
and then
ma'am.
we will do that. You're welcome. Sige.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Yes, my loyal subject. Biro lang. Okay. So thank you,
Yeah.
Reese. And yeah,
You're welcome.
it was very interesting to listen to you
Yeah.
this way. It's different. Iba kasi. But anyway,
Oo.
salamat. And like I said,
Salamat din.
back-to-back episodes. So mamaya, sorry, not mamaya.
Oo.
So we are taping recording right after this.
Yeah.
A light episode naman.
Yay!
Yung hindi ka maiyak. Or so
Oo.
I hope. Salamat. Thank you, Reese.
Salamat. Walang anuman. Happy New Year.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.